If you have a health condition that you want nothing more but to heal from, I have something I'm going to share with you. I've been in the health, wellness, and fitness industry for over 20 years. Now, at first, that's going to sound like I'm not relatable. At the end of the day, I'm still human, and I had my own health conditions that I had to try to battle back from for years. I had this bloating that made me look like I was 6 months pregnant, and the fatigue was out of this world. I remember having food sensitivities. It seemed like anything that I ate, it made me bloat, or it made my stomach hurt, made me gassy. It was really annoying because of the fact that it didn't matter how good I ate, it seemed like everything caused some type of reaction in my body. I was still holding on to lots of inflammation in my body. I had the water retention. You could see it because my face would be puffy. Even my body, you could tell that it was puffy. And you know when you're desperate for answers, you go searching everywhere. You just want some type of relief. I even spent thousands and thousands of dollars on specialists, doctors, hormone coaches. And when I say thousands of dollars, I mean well over $40,000 on not just them, but also the supplements, the programs, the protocols. And you know what would happen? I would experience some relief, but it wouldn't be longer than a few weeks, a month really, until it all eventually came back, and usually with a vengeance. I get to this point to where I was so fed up and I'd say, you know what? I already know this stuff. I know what my body, they don't know my body. So I'm just going to listen to the signs that it's giving off and just do it that way because I'm tired. And guess what happened then? I'd actually progress for a longer amount of time. But you know what my dumb self did? I'd start scrolling TikTok, Instagram, and I see all these things that are talking to my health conditions. Got my emotions triggered. So even though my way was working, I decided to switch it up and go with the experts' way. Because for some reason, I wasn't trusting myself due to the fact that they held this certain label, this title about themselves. I decided that, you know what, they probably know better than me. Turns out it wasn't true. What I'm about to tell you is going to sound completely unrelated. I got back in church. I started going to weekly Bible study meetings. I started making intentional devotion time in the mornings. I released all of my plans, any type of routines that I had. I stayed consistent with it. I still am. And one day something told me, you know what? Just stop following all these people. You were doing just fine when you were doing this on your own. Just stop letting them confuse you and overwhelm you. I had the answers all along, and it took me getting to a place to where I would understand that that was the Lord's voice that was talking to me, telling me what to do. And I came to this revelation that it is extremely important for me to vet these people that I'm paying attention to, these experts, to know basically what their belief systems are. Because if their belief system isn't one that aligns with mine, like for me, I have always had like this childlike nature about myself, meaning that I've always had this childlike faith in me. That no matter how long I fought for my health and how many years it was going to take, I was going to get an answer and I was going to get my health freedom. I understood now that the reason I was getting so confused is, what do they say? Is they say that God is not the author of confusion. And I remember telling a friend too, I was like, boy, the enemy sure does know how to speak to me. Like it knows exactly what content to put in front of me just to confuse me even more. And I was right, because then you find out that these experts are just talking in a way to be able to build up their email list, to get likes, the saves, the shares, the notoriety, money. And most of the messaging is geared toward weight loss, because weight loss is a key marketing tool. If you know how to say certain buzzwords and people come flocking because their emotions win them over. That's exactly what happened to me until I understood that, oh, the enemy knows how to speak to me, to speak to my aches and pains rather than the logical, the actual truth that we can all be healed. We all deserve to be healed. That it's not going to come by a certain strategy by man. It's not going to be by them telling me eat more carbs, eat more protein, eat more fat, eat this certain type of way. What it's going to come down to is me shutting them out and listening to the cues that my own body is giving me and then modifying based off of that. So all I'm going to say is that I had to make sure to get my emotions in check. I had to make sure that I wasn't being manipulated by my feelings. Have and keep that childlike faith about yourself, and don't listen to any experts that don't have the same belief system as you, meaning that if they depend more on science, man science, modern day science, where they need the research to show you the proof and things like that, rather than the supernatural, all I'm saying is that I found that was hindering me more than it was helping me.